Hi everyone, this is Sasha from Women's Fight News, and today I am joined by Jordan Barker-Porter. Jordan, how are you doing?
Oi, oi! All good here. All the hard work and training's done now, so just time to take it down.
You are in such a good mood considering you are a week out from fighting. Like, are you not tired and hungry?
I am tired tonight. Like that last session was killer. I've just done, but it's all done now. Full of energy, full of positive vibes. I feel totally different this fight camp now. I feel like I have got more energy in the tank, so it's good.
Yeah. Good. So you are ready then to go in 8 days' time, it is?
Yeah, 8 days next Saturday. Honestly, I can't wait. To be honest, this camp's gone so quick. I feel like, to be honest, I feel this year's gone so quick. We're nearly into March already.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Scary.
It's gone so quick already. So yeah, excited.
How long's your camp been then for this fight?
I think it was the beginning of January we found out. So I've had like 7 weeks or something, 6-7 weeks. So it's been a decent little spell. But I was straight back in training just after Christmas. So I was ticking over anyway.
Yeah. So obviously you had when was your second fight then? Was that in December?
Do we have to talk about that one?
Just dead quickly.
The 13th of November.
Yeah, okay. And obviously it didn't go your way.
Didn't go my way, no.
Have you watched that fight back?
I have. I've watched it back a couple of times, and I still, to this day, can't understand how she got 3 rounds to 1. I really don't. I thought worst case scenario, it was even Stevens, it was a draw. But look, no beating around the bush. I didn't perform and I didn't get the decision, and that's it.
I personally thought you won that fight, so I didn't quite get what I was watching. I thought you'd won. Maybe it wasn't your best performance. They're not always going to be your best performance at the end of the day. But what do you think happened then on that fight for it to not necessarily be yourself in the ring?
I was just totally zapped. Like, there was quite a significant amount of things that led up to that performance on the night. Not that I've gone into detail. I kind of just took it on the chin when I put a post on social media, but obviously I took the fight at the time before Jersey was even born, and Jersey was 3 weeks when I went into the ring, and I totally underestimated being a parent and the lack of sleep, because I just continued like doing the night feeds and helping out as much as I can, because I didn't want to miss out on any time. It's our first child, do you know what I mean? So and then there was just other things that played a part on the night, and I knew I wasn't right when I was warming up. Like, I had no zap or snap in my punches, and that played a part in the ring. I just had no energy. My brain was telling us to punch, and I just couldn't punch. It was one of them. So, yeah.
It is what it is, though, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's happened, and then obviously you'll learn to progress from it. But obviously juggling family life and being a pro boxer, and do you still work as well?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Luckily this year, because of my sponsors, it's allowed us to cut down on what I was doing, because I was doing too much, and that was another thing that led up to that performance. I was working full-time, trying to train full-time, and then become a parent all at the same time, and obviously train for this fight. So it was too much, and I was going at 100 miles an hour all the time. And so I've taken a little bit of a step back. I sat down over the Christmas period and like worked out what I could do. As long as bills and that's paid, then that's cushy, and I'm doing my training. So yeah, I've taken a little bit of step back work-wise, so not doing as much. So it's nice, me schedule I've got going.
Yeah, because it's hard enough. It's hard enough just working full-time in general, to be fair. And then you're a full-time boxer on top of that. And then obviously you welcome a little baby into the world, which is just, I don't have kids for this reason of how exhausting it looks. So obviously sleepless nights and a lot going on. So how old's your baby now?
She's 4 months on the 22nd of this month.
Has the sleep got any better?
Oh my God, listen, she is unbelievable. So the first, I would say, 5 weeks were a complete write-off. Looking back now, I don't know how I functioned, but no word of a lie now. You give her a last feed about 8-9 o'clock, she'll sleep all the way through till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, dream.
It's unreal. I'm leaving for the gym in the morning and she's still knocking out the Z's.
I love it. So yeah, so camp has obviously been a lot easier for you then this time around.
Oh, 100%. Like the sleep pattern, like everything. We've got like a good little routine going with Jersey. I've got an unbelievable nutritionist on board, because that's another thing that I messed up with last time. I thought I was invincible. I thought I could do it all myself and take it on my chin, and I really couldn't. So Pete Bell's helped us out. That's where I've got like these new little spurts of energy from, with what I'm eating and putting in my body, and my training and work schedule is much better. So yeah, I feel like a new me.
Yeah, because how important is it obviously having the right people around you? So obviously you've got clearly a great supportive wife, you've got a nutritionist, like all of them little pieces obviously add up, don't they? Because like you say, you can't actually do it all on your own.
Oh, 100%. I mean, this camp, Amy's actually been coming to the track and being Coach Carter sat on the side. If I'm not getting a good enough time, she's like, right, I want a quicker next one. It was funny, the last session, she's doing the time for us, and she's like pretending I'm in the ring and it's rounds. Right, your opponent's beating you. I want a better round next round. So she's been belted this camp, and like I've got a good coaches, strength conditioning coach, my boxing coach, Nick, obviously the nutritionist. So everything's just gelled together this camp. It's been good.
Yeah, and I think sometimes obviously you take positives from negatives. Obviously you've learned from your last one, and I think that's part of obviously going through this journey as a pro boxer, is as you're going through, you're adding more like strings to your bow in essence, aren't you, and creating a bigger team as well, because that's hard to do. If you turn from amateur to pro, you're not always going to have the resources to have, you know, a fully fledged team either.
Yeah, that's the thing as an amateur as well. Like obviously I did do a lot of I did the nutrition, most of the nutrition, everything on by myself, because to be honest, you had to kind of stay on weight, because I would get a phone call now and say, right, you're fighting tomorrow. So I was always within that weight bracket. Otherwise the coach would slap you silly. But yeah, it's got, like, obviously the transition from the amateurs to the pros being completely different. Like you need that support. You get a full training camp, you weigh in the day before, so you've got then that time to refuel. So it's not something like you can kind of do on your own. I would say like you need the right team around you. So it was just making them little adaptations. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm not very clever with the words.
No, either am I. So we'll just go with it. I reckon it is.
Yeah, we'll go with that
one. Yeah. So obviously you are now fighting in Newcastle in just over a week. So how excited are you to be fighting in Newcastle?
I'm buzzing, because like my other two fights, although they were down as Newcastle, it's actually classed as Sunderland. It's a totally different postcode, and obviously there's a big clash between Sunderland and Newcastle. But yeah, it's literally right on my doorstep. It's 15 minutes from my house. Nice. So it means it's not a tune for people to come in this area. Like people can get taxis. It's 2 minutes down the road. So I'm really excited. It's a nice little venue as well. We were there the weekend just gone for the press conference. So it's going to be nice, dinner event.
Yeah, see, I like these events. I really like them. And I think it's great to see them back since obviously COVID. Obviously, it was a shame they took a massive hit, but they are just such nice events. And there's always such a good atmosphere at them as well. Yeah,
there's like a good vibe. Like it's not dead rowdy, but like obviously it's in Newcastle, so the crowd's obviously going to be a little bit rowdy wherever you go. But it's like, it's just nice, everyone getting a bit meal, bit drink, so it's not just all alcohol and everyone getting dead Larry. So seated on the table. So yeah, it'll be a nice venue. I know the last show Matty Jobs put on was meant to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, a good one to be a part of. So what do you know about your opponent on the night then?
I know she's had lots of fights. She's been active. She's fought pretty much everyone in my weight category above and below, I think. Yeah. So she's been around. I watched the last fight she had with Raven Chapman, and she come out. She started quite quick, but other than that, I mean, I think I've watched a couple of the fights on YouTube. That was probably the quickest start she's come out compared to other fights. But yeah, other than that, she's from Poland, and that's pretty much all I know.
And that's all you'll need to know.
I've watched her on YouTube. I know what I expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got a game plan.
She did come out really quick against Raven. I didn't know if it was like the adrenaline, because I remember watching her. I was like, didn't expect it. Like, it was like she just like stormed out. So are you expecting that from her, or are you expecting it to be a bit more controlled?
Might be. I mean, that's a different weight that they fight at. So I expect the potential to be a little bit more controlled. Because pretty much the other fights that I've watched on YouTube, it has been a lot of a slower pace. Obviously Raven is very high tempo and like fast, like with her shots. So maybe she thought she maybe had to match that in the first round, but she did kind of flag going into round two. So yeah, I got a bit of a shock on the first round. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's bringing it. She's trying to bring it. But yeah, I've got a game plan, know what I got to do. So whether she comes out fast or whether she is more controlled, we know what we need to do.
Yeah, you've got an answer for it. What weight are you fighting at?
It's agreed for, I think, 137.
Okay.
So just slightly over the lightweight limit.
Mm-hmm. And is lightweight the division that you're going to settle in?
Yeah, lightweight is kind of where I want to be.
Mm.
And juicy fights on the line. I
was going to say there's some, I mean, that's a big division. So have you got your eyes on anyone even like domestically or, you know, in the future?
I would, now there's more girls getting into it as well. I first on my list, like this year for me was a development year. I just want to learn, get in there and get the rounds for girls. Next year, I want to challenge for an area title. So depending on who's within this area, it would depend on who obviously I can put forward to challenge for it. But like I say, there is more girls getting into it and a few names being thrown about. So hopefully we can push forward for that going into the new year.
We need a British title as well, desperately.
Yeah, well, this is what I mean. Now the first area title's been approved for girls. Yeah. There's no reason why girls can't start from the bottom like boys are, because there is more females getting into it now, and it's only going to get better, obviously, going into the new year. So
yeah,
start at the bottom, like area title, then English title, British title. Do you know what I mean? So rather than going from nothing all the way to world title, I want to. If I was to, obviously everyone's dream is to be a world title, but if I come away from the sport and say I've won an area title, I'll be very happy. So
of course, grassroots. That's it. And I think that's the only thing with women's boxing is not quite that blueprint. We just see obviously a couple of fights and then 5-6 fights in, people are challenging for world titles. They're not always keeping them though either. So they can win them, but then they're losing them quite quickly. And I think, well, where do you go from there?
Yeah, that's why I just want to make sure I take my time with everything. So I'm still a baby myself. I've got a lot to learn. I haven't got the biggest amateur background. And obviously then COVID hit, so it took us out for like 2 years, which is a big chunk of time. So I want to just make sure I have plenty of fights, and when the time's right, then put forward for area title. But I would realistically like that at some point next year, and then work my way up the list.
Yeah. Rather than rush, I think we've seen a lot of girls through COVID just rush, and we've seen a lot of losses and a lot of people either getting titles, losing titles, or kind of being knocked off the pedestal a little bit. So if I was a boxer, I'd go your way as well. And just because there's no rush in this game, you know, there's years and years ahead. And you see some of the younger fighters and they're getting through in at the very deep end. And I just don't get it, because I think you've got so many years ahead to learn your craft before you think you're world level.
Yeah, well, that's what I want. I want to know that when eventually I do fight for a world title, that I'm at the level that I know I need to be at, and there's no gaps. So
yeah, and once you win them belts, you're keeping them belts as well.
100%. There's no one going to take a title away from me once I win it.
Yes. So obviously speaking with that, and obviously women's boxing is catching up a little bit, like obviously you're getting area titles, hopefully soon British titles and things like that. I was speaking to Kerry, who's obviously your stablemate, and we were talking about, you know, she said she would love it to have been 3-minute rounds. Where's your stance on that?
100% agree. This is something that got brought up at the press conference last weekend. And someone had asked us the question on how would we approach it if, like, our opponent was putting it forward to us. And for me, I'd snap them up at that. Like, I think, why not? Why are we fighting at 2-minute rounds when the lads are 3-minute rounds?
Yeah.
And a lot of what you do, the hard thing with the transition period as well, as an elite amateur fighter, you're fighting 3-minute rounds. You then go back down to 2s, which you'd start as when you're first starting out. So it's like you're already going back a step. Do you know what I mean? You've got to then really slow things down. So I think eventually they will bridge the gap and bring in 3-minute rounds. And a lot of what we do training wise is 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I feel you'd probably see a lot more stoppages in female bouts.
Yeah.
Because people would take the time and land the shots more correctly. Because I feel at the minute, a lot of the female fights you watch, don't get us wrong, there's been some unbelievable female fights, especially during COVID. But a lot of them are like, they just want to pack it, they want to kill each other. It's very high tempo, fast paced, rather than picking the shots and sometimes picking the shots and move.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think 3-minute rounds would be more beneficial for females in the pro ranks.
When's that going to happen, do you reckon? Do you think it's any time in the next few years at least?
I think it's coming. I definitely think it has to come, because what is the explanation as to why we only do 2-minute rounds? What's the logic? Is it science? Is that the crack? I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, they claim it's science, certainly has something to do with the brain and things like that. But then you look at MMA and men and women do the same. You look at amateurs, the girls are doing 3-minute rounds. So like you say, it's crazy to go from amateurs 3-minute rounds to go to pros and then go backwards to 2-minute rounds. That literally makes no sense. If you said that to someone who's not involved in boxing, they would not understand the reasoning.
Yeah. And like that extra minute can honestly make a big difference in the ring. So I do feel like there would be a lot more knockouts if that was the case. So I do see it coming soon. I would say within maybe it's the next 12 months. I'm putting myself on the line there.
What are the odds? Because I might put some money on that.
10-1.
Your TikTok account is just unreal. So I was like, I always just scroll through TikTok. It's one of them that can just kill like 17 hours of my day somehow. And then yours come up and I was like, how have you got you've got loads of followers, loads of people watch it. What's going on there?
To be honest, I just started it when lockdown first hit as a bit of fun, because everyone kept banging on about this app TikTok, and I was like, what is this? Give me a bit of this TikTok. So I went on and just started doing Raj videos, like dancing to MC music and like loads of Raj stuff. And then it turned into pranking the wife.
Yeah.
Just having a laugh. And then I shared the video of when we announced that we were having a baby, and that's the one that went viral. And since then it's just I've been keeping up with the vids. I have actually been like not active on TikTok the last couple of weeks because I've been that busy with training, but I've got a couple of pranks in the pipeline for the wife. Obviously, I'm not going to say it on here. It's okay. After she got us with the egg one, that's it. She's done.
I loved that video where you announced that obviously you were both having a baby. I think that is one of the best videos. So it did deserve to go viral, that one. That was good.
Thank you very much. A few people, we got a lot of grief on the back of that one as well. There was a lot of homophobic comments. And there still is on some of our videos, but you've probably seen some of the videos. I actually call some of them out now and have banter.
Yeah. How do you deal with that though? Because that would that pisses me off anyway, because I don't understand people's thoughts. So when you're getting comments like that, what's your initial reaction straight away?
Do you know what? We've both got thick skin, so it honestly doesn't bother us. I don't take it personally whatsoever. Because there is quite a few nasty comments on there. But I banter them back. I'll literally call some out now and just take the piss.
Yeah.
And then everyone else gets on the mix, and I'm like, no, that's not what it was for. It was just me being back. But it honestly doesn't bother us. There was the only things that really bothered us is because I would say TikTok's probably been the worst for the homophobic comments. But when I started putting a couple of photos on my Instagram of Jersey, there was a couple of negative comments, and they were clearly from fake accounts. You could see they were fake accounts, but dissing Jersey, and it's say what you want about me and Amy, but don't bring little baby into it. She's a couple of weeks old. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was just deleting and blocking them accounts straight away. But then there was an actual genuine account comment, and I was like, "Is she taking the piss?" So it was a bit of a funny one with Instagram though, because I was like, my account is unprivate for boxing purposes and sponsorship purposes and to get yourself out there. Otherwise, people can't share your stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, do I post stuff? But then I was like, no, it's my account. It's a free world. I should be able to post what I want to post. So now, luckily, there's been no negative comments on there. But that's the only ones that have really bothered us when there's something being said about Jersey.
Yeah, of course, because it's just unnecessary, isn't it, as well?
Yeah.
But it's a funny one though, isn't it? Because you say, you're a pro boxer, you have to be public, and then some people are private, but it's quite nice to share parts of your life as well, because people start to connect with you as a person as well.
There is on the back of that video we put on, there was loads of people that's reached out about fertility, same-sex couples, because there wasn't enough information out there, so we've passed our knowledge on to people. So it's been nice, because we didn't know when we first started, even though we went to the fertility clinic, everyone was still, even the nurses and that, were still quite sheltered to it all. So it was good to kind of pass stuff down, but some of the comments are Raj, this should be illegal. It should only be a dad and a mum, and honestly, just Raj.
Yeah, it's madness, isn't it? That's people's thought patterns and far too much time on their hands to be sitting, even scrolling through and making comments, haven't they? But
I know.
hopefully it is just a minority, because I do see on TikTok and all your social media platforms, you've got loads of stuff going on. And people just seem to love it.
Yeah.
Yes. And that's amazing.
It's unbelievable. Like the people that have reached out on just on the back of TikTok as well, to be fair, and then come over Instagram, and then they'll send you messages of support, and like they're following your boxing journey. I went live for the very first time the other week on TikTok, never done one before, and the amount of people that came on and was just having a big crack and asking like general stuff about like our life and that were interested. So it was good crack.
Yeah. And that's the other side to being a pro boxer, isn't it? We're seeing it more the last few years. It's like the business element of it, because at the end of the day, people need to know who you are, to buy into who you are, and then in essence buy tickets to see you box. And we're seeing that more lately, aren't we?
Yeah, 100%. You've basically got to sell yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why I share so much of what I do, so people can kind of see, all right, this is who Jordan is. And that's why on TikTok, you've probably seen a couple of the videos I've done a day in the life of me. Yeah. That doesn't even hit half of what I do in a day, but I try to capture as much as I can.
There's not enough time on them TikTok videos to capture what you do in a day.
There's not.
You are far too busy.
But it's just good crack. It's me opening up to everybody else and saying, look, this is who I am.
Yeah, 100%. No, I love it. And I know you can see everyone gets like such a buzz from all your content, which is great. So obviously your fight is a week out. So what happens now? You're tapering off. How does this week look then leading up to fight night?
So I've got a cushy little rest day tomorrow. Can't wait.
Nice.
Just chill out. Sunday do a little bit of cardio, and then next week it's just totally taper down. Just stay sharp. I've got me stuff from Pete to follow nutrition wise. So yeah, it's just kind of after Sunday. It's just a steady little game ticking over until Saturday. And
are you on weight? Are you all set for that?
Yeah, I'm not far off, only a couple of pounds, so we're in a good position. Easy. And obviously we've still got the weigh-ins on Friday, so that's 6 days. 6 days. Yeah, 6.5 days.
7,
6.5 days. So
loads of time.
We're in a good position, feel good. So yeah,
amazing.
The hard work's pretty much done. I had my final spar this morning.
Who with?
Hannah Robinson.
Oh yes, nice. And who else have you been sparring with then in camp?
I've getting quite a lot of rounds in with Hannah, with plenty of rounds with Kerry, Georgia O'Connor.
Yeah.
A couple of the Army girls, they came up a couple of weeks ago as a team, so got plenty of rounds in with them. A couple of the girls from Lampton Street. So yeah, I've had a total variety.
Nice. Perfect. Jordan, thank you so much for your time, because I know obviously it's a hectic time leading up to fight night. I'm going to be there that night, so I'm so excited. Yes, I cannot wait. You know what? I've never been to Newcastle either.
Shut up, man.
I'm 28 and I've never been to Newcastle. Can you believe it?
Oh, we're going to have to take you around the tune.
Oh, it's embarrassing. So I cannot wait. Got a weekend in Newcastle, get to watch you box, get to watch Kerry box. So I'm really excited.
Yes.
Are there still tickets available if anyone wants to grab some tickets?
There absolutely is. You can either message me directly or straight on the Jove Boxing Promotions. There's plenty of the 55 quid tickets left, so just holler at me.
Perfect. I will put all your stuff in the description to this video. Jordan, good luck, and I'm sure you're going to come away with the win.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit like and subscribe to our channel, where we have new videos dropping all of the time. Also head over to our social media pages, where we have the latest boxing news, as well as interviews and live coverage from boxing events.